A muscle that's neglected in many exercise programs is your rear deltoids, the back side of your shoulder. And I could brought Kim on the show. Kim, welcome.
Thank you.
What do you think? Are you nervous about being on TV?
Sure.
Sure. Kim was nice enough to appear. She has been here at Sensible Fitness working out. We're going to show you a great way to target your rear deltoid, and I love training this muscle because, again, it's often neglected, but it does so many wonderful things for your posture when it's strong. So, Kim, I'm going to have you go through this exercise. We're on a cable crossover machine. We have some handles attached to the upper pulley, and basically what she's going to do is come on out with it. Perfect. That's it, and then back together. This is called horizontal abduction, okay? We're in a transverse plane movement, moving our hands horizontally, going forward, and then all the way back. When she's doing this, her shoulder blades are getting pinched together, so there's actually some rhomboids working here, a muscle that's between your shoulder blades. But I like this one especially because it hits the rear deltoid. Whenever we're doing front raises and side raises and overhead presses, all these different exercises for your shoulders, a lot of times there's not a lot of emphasis put on the rear deltoid. And when your front muscles of your shoulder get strong and tone, it tends to pull you forward into a poor posture, rounded shoulders. And working at a desk and things like that or on a computer doesn't help that posture anymore. So when we focus strictly on, have you got to 15 yet?
Yes, I have.
When you focus strictly on training the front muscles, these all get tight and toned, yet the back muscles get stretched out and weak, and then it contributes to poor posture. Did you know that?
No.
You do now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, you don't have significant posture issues, but you did say that you enjoy the changes that exercise gives you. What are some of the things that you like about exercise? I know how much you hate doing it, but...
I feel like I have more energy, and I eat better. I pay more attention. I'm more in tune to my body, and I try harder to drink more water rather than Diet Coke.
Right.
Actually have a nutritious breakfast rather than grabbing a muffin and going. And so, I can go into the office and I have more energy and ready to deal with all the crises that will happen that day, and I can get through it better.
A lot of people say that too. If you make the investment of exercise, you don't go home and blow. You don't go home and blow it, and raid the refrigerator. It's like, oh my God, I've worked out so hard, I'm not going to eat that, so.
No, I mean, it's just like with a car, when you make a large investment, you change the oil and you do its maintenance. Just like when you invest in yourself, you're more prone to take extra steps to maintain it. So.
That's funny you say that, because I've always said personal training is an investment in yourself.
Truly it is. And if you don't do it, who's going to?
Right, and that's part of the reason Kim has said in the past that if she didn't have an appointment with a trainer and pay for it, she wouldn't show up because she doesn't like to exercise.
No, absolutely.
So, that investment makes you a bit more committed, a bit more accountable, and then, of course, we give you the motivation to keep the ball rolling. So, can we do this one more time?
One more.
All right. Start out there with your arms straight. There you go. And then bring that back. Okay. She can have a slight bend in her elbow, but we don't want a huge bend. When you start bending your elbow a whole bunch, it's decreasing the length of your lever arm, and that's going to make it easier. So let's put a weight on your cable crossover machine that is challenging, yet allows you to keep your arms fairly straight as you go out. Kim's doing a good job of bringing the weight out straight to the side. As people get tired, they start bringing the weight down here, and that brings in larger back muscles, okay? Try to avoid that because back muscles is a different muscle group. We're not training back muscles right now, except for the rhomboids, which I mentioned earlier. Mainly, we're trying to hit the back side of your shoulder, the rear deltoid, and to do that, we need to stay up here level with your shoulders. She's exhaling as she pulls apart. That's the exertion phase of this exercise. Inhale as she's coming together. And if you've never done any training of your rear deltoids, you will feel it the next day. This is a muscle, like I've said, is often neglected. And so when you hit it, you might notice, number one, that you're kind of weak. You don't use a lot of weight. Number two, you're like, dang, I feel that the next day. So You work at a desk a lot, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, all day.
Your posture wasn't terrible when you come here, but we still try to focus on hitting all these muscles to keep her shoulders back. Once you start getting that rounded posture, you've
Right.
seen it before.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
My daughter, who's 19, I know that at times where she's sitting down, she doesn't pay attention, and I'm having to tell her to stand up straight.
Right.
But it's because I'm more in tune to it,
Right.
It's not something I paid attention until you brought it up.
Well, that's good. And a lot of posture is being attentive to it, because if you were slumped and I said straighten up, well, you can straighten up, so you can do it, but it's a habit to be slumped.
Absolutely.
And if a 19-year-old gets into that habit, she's going to be in trouble down the road, because we've all seen the hunchback, and then you're more prone to rotator cuff tears. There's just a whole bunch of different things that can happen. So standing up straight and keeping your shoulders back is what your mama told you, and you should do that.
Okay. Absolutely.
All right, Kim, thanks for being on the program.
Thanks
It's
for
been a
having
pleasure.
me.
We'll have you back again.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Try this exercise, a great way to tone your rear deltoids.